Hi, welcome to Erica Angelo. Glad that you stopped by. Thank you for being courteous. I appreciate your time. And so I want to go right into it. Yesterday I wrote about something. It's called It's Worth It. And if you want to check it out, go to my website, www.ericaangelo.com, and see exactly what I'm talking about. I was just talking about the value of loving people, and that basically when you choose to love someone, that it's never a waste of your time. It's always worth it, because at the end of the day, it's a human being that you are choosing to invest your love into. And so even when the relationship doesn't work out and you experience heartbreak, you experience failure, that it's still always worth it because you made a deposit of love into another being. And when you give love out, it doesn't just evaporate and go away, but there's plenty of more love that can come into your life and refill you when you've given out love, if you remain open to love and you allow love to keep coming in. If you shut yourself off, harden your heart, then yeah, then you're living on fumes, and the love that you give away could cost you dearly because you're not having love funneled back into you. So it's important to always have love come back in. And I even shared about how I've had to go through the same thing as myself. Hopefully we're always evolving, we're always growing as people. And with that, I find myself, I'm even growing, obviously, in the love department. I better be. I mean, if I'm talking to people about it, I better be making some improvements in my own life, or what the heck am I doing talking to you, right? So I shared with you about my divorce, how I went through a divorce, and how, I carried resentment in my heart for years. Of I had invested 7 years into the marriage, and we divorced. And it was like I was so angry because I was like, I gave up, precious time. I was young, and I could have like invested that time making things happen for myself. And I was just really like carrying a lot of resentment. And I've learned that any time that I chose to love a person, is one, I chose to. So I'm not a victim of circumstance. I chose to enter the relationship. I chose to invest my love. I chose to invest my heart, as did they. And that was an investment. That was into a human being. I chose to love that person. I found that person valuable enough and precious enough to invest my love into. And that is never something that's lost. And so that's something that I've had to grow into and evolve into, and realizing that love is never a waste. And anytime though you go through a breakup, it feels like, well, shit, that was a waste of time. And it's not a waste of time, because it's always worth it. Depositing love is always worth it. And it's worth it when you have love coming back into your life to refill you and you're not running on fumes. uh, but something that I talked about, that I said I wanted to share more about, was an interview that I saw, that I was watching it, and I have to tell you, like, I just started getting so angry that I eventually had to turn the interview off. And it was about Hollywood relationships and divorces, and we're hearing about, everyone. I typically don't like to talk about relationships going wrong in Hollywood or anything like that. I don't like to go there. I think it's bad energy. I'm not interested in it. And this was all about relationships that had gone wrong in Hollywood, and how, marriage is sort of this joke in Hollywood, where we have people who are married for so many days, so many hours, and it's just really a joke. But at the end of it all, this is what upset me the most, was that it all boiled down to, as with money. And one of the guys, it was a guy that Britney Spears had married, and they had married for, I think it was 72 hours. And he was saying that, he wanted to be a nice guy, he really cared for her. And so they didn't sign a prenup. Of course, her managers and everyone's freaking out, like, oh my God, this guy could be entitled to like millions because she didn't sign a prenup. It was stupid. And so he was a nice guy. He cared about her and said, I'm not interested in her money. I don't want anything. And he flew back and went back to being a normal guy in Louisiana. And he said, basically, his advice was, next time, don't be a nice guy. Nice guys finish last. Take the money. Like, it's about business. These were his words. It's about business, and it's about money. And now we can dismiss that and then go, oh, well, that's some guy from Louisiana. Like, you can't. But really, that's what it boiled down to in all of these divorces. It was about prenups. It was about money. Who was going to get what? And it really, 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 really pissed me off. And I just thought, man, how is it that we can take something so precious, so valuable, like relationships, things like marriage, and to go, you know what, doesn't work, like you better make sure you're getting paid. You better make sure you're getting that dollar. Or you better make sure you're protecting yourself. You better make sure no one is taking your money. And it's like, wow, when we build relationships off of that precedence, off of money and prenups, it's like, where is the value for people? Where's the value for relationships? And I understand that obviously when you're making millions upon millions of dollars, you do want to cover your assets. But at the same token, when that is the premise for like, oh my God, we're going through a divorce, protect my money, it's like, man, where's the value? Where's the value for people? Where's the value for relationships? And I wanted to, it's like the whole Twin Tower things. There were tons of wealthy businessmen that were in those towers. And let me just say that when those planes were coming and these guys, when one hit and these people knew that they were going to die, I can guarantee you they did not give a damn about prenups. They did not give a damn about who's going to get what. These people were freaking out going, oh my God, do the people in my life know that I love them? Where are the people in my life that I love? And when our nation experienced that, it was not about numbers and money. It was about us coming together as people, connecting with each other on a heart-to-heart basis and being there for one another. And there was such a beautiful unity that came out of that. And it wasn't, this bullshit about, oh my God, like where's my money going? And oh my God, who's gonna get my fortune? It's like, no, you're about to die. And it's who's important in your life. It's not about who's getting what. And I don't know. I just walked away from that interview just going, man, that's really sick. It's really sick that we that we go to that level. It's a very it's a pauper mentality. It's a very poverty mindset of love, of when you cannot value what's in front of you, but valuing what people can take. Well, when you die, your money doesn't come to the funeral. People come to your funeral. And so I don't know, I just walked away from that going, man, value what's in front of you, value what you have, and make sure that you keep things important. And we talk about, oh well, those are just celebrity relationships and no one really believes that stuff. But I'm going to call BS on that, because how much money is invested into tabloids to where we are spending money divulging over this information of who did this and who did what. So yes, we are bringing this into our lives because we read it. We obsess over fake reality shows that are produced by the people who star in it so that things work in their favor. And we look at that and we're like, maybe I could do my life like that. And it's like, it's BS. It's not real. And there has to be, if you want a genuine relationship, there has to be some right priorities in place. You have to have value for the person that is in front of you. And to really assess what is it that makes that person important and how important are they, and how much value do they hold in my life. And when you can answer those kind of questions, that's where you get the answers as to what kind of relationship you can expect. But if you live in fear and if you're worried and who's going to get this from me and who's going to take that, that's entering a relationship based of fear, and fear is the opposite of love, and love is what builds relationships. So you know what, Hollywood marriages, and there are some that are really making it and they're doing wonderful, but these ones that are just kind of throwing their love lives to the wayside and consumed with who's going to get what, it's not reality. And at the end of the day, most of these people will die and end up alone, and they can be like a bunch of Scrooges with their money, with them, but they're going to be alone. And so if you want real love, then you have to really risk your heart, and you really have to risk the opportunity to pursue love for the sake of love. So that's my spill. Erica Angelo, where you find love, you fall in love, and you stay in love. What a concept. Have a great day and come back for more. go to my website, ericaangelo.com, and you'll find free apps, free stuff. It's a great site. I love it. I go there every day. You should too. Bye.